Adrian Bo here. Just thought I'd come to you this morning with a couple of thoughts that have been percolating. One of them was about goals, and I'm questioning whether goals in their traditional format are an antiquated process. I know in the past that I was very goal orientated, and most of them were documented, which was great, and I had some success, but also there are a lot of disappointments which ended up being quite counterproductive when I didn't achieve goals. The stats tell us that about less than 5% of people's goals are achieved, and a little bit more than that when they're documented. I think the main reason is many of them have deadlines and don't cater for variables, which is something we need to have a think about. So the way I've evolved is now to focus on what I call global objectives, and then under that have what I call sub-massive actions. So an example might be someone wanted to do 100 sales and I've got to do it this year, for example. Well, that's great, but you're off track. Then that does come a little counterproductive. You can get demotivated. It can put you out of momentum because there's this looming deadline which you're just not going to achieve. And most people just ignore the goal or don't want to review it again or adjust it because they'd rather focus on what could be a potential stretch target, but be in that headspace that it may not happen. So why not have a global objective, for example, that you want to find the right partner? Does it really need to be in the next 3 months? I mean, will the universe really respond to that? Will variables really respond to that? I just feel that if you wanted to start prospecting, for example, or find the right partner or do 100 sale, have a global objective, document it ideally. Don't produce a timeline, because I think you're setting yourself up for potential failure, because you need to pick a game you can win. And why not just have sub-massive actions under that and journal each day how you're feeling? Because if you want to start calling past clients, for example, well, maybe there's going to be some days that you're not going to be able to do that because you're focused on deal support, vendor management, putting deals together, maybe auctions, negotiation, whatever it might be. So why not have it as a global objective, and then depending on how you feel that day, document it. And there's going to be some days where you might call 50 past clients and then 3 days where you don't call any. That's not the end of the world. It's definitely one step in the right direction. And I think the best analogy for me is we weren't born with a product manual. However, when you look at a car or any appliance, you do receive a manual for that. And that car was manufactured through multiple testing. So that end manual that you've got and you read, that's the result of references and thousands of tests. So is it perfect? No, because the car still breaks down or the appliance breaks down, and there's further referencing and tests for that in order to repair it. But that manual that you do have is basically the litany of years and years of testing. And it's almost cliche as a story, but you look at Thomas Edison, who invented the light bulb. He had 1,000 tests or 1,000 failures. And if you speak to any scientist, a failure is never a failure. It's just one step towards achieving their goal and eliminating one potential option that didn't work. So I know that's well publicized and well known. What's not as well publicized and well known is when a journalist asked Edison, they said to him, "How does it feel failing 1,000 times?" And he responded by saying, "The light bulb didn't fail 1,000 times. It's just an invention that took 1,000 steps." And I think to myself, wow, okay, so your prospecting plan, meeting the right partner, selling 100 sales, how many steps is that going to take? Will you document it? How do you feel about it? Will you write down and journal every day what your massive actions are and just have a global objective around it? So I hope that helps. The second thought I had in my mind was about decision making. Decision making is something that happens every day. We make something like 30,000 decisions daily as human beings. I know that sounds a lot, but you'll be surprised. You got your ruminating thoughts. You got, you know, what to wear, what to dress, you know, what to do, what to say. There's just, it's incredible. And I think what's helped me with decision making over time has been making more decisions and flexing my decision making muscles. And have I made mistakes? Absolutely. Have I made the wrong decisions? Absolutely. And that's just something that comes with time. And I think the more decisions you make, your decision-making muscles become stronger and stronger. So don't be scared to make more decisions. In fact, inertia is probably the worst possible thing where no decision is made. I think the pain of not making any decisions at all is a lot more than making a decision and failing and then retrying. So please try and make more decisions. Please flex your decision-making muscles. I hope you've enjoyed my global objective theory and the sub-massive action feelings or journaling, and also about decisions. Have a great day in the field today, guys. It's Saturday, it's showtime. Let the record show that you ended the day with as much energy as you started it. You got client interaction. You've got people that are testing you to see if you're the right agent for them to use as a seller. You've got buyers that are constantly nervous about the market, and you've got to be that trusted advisor and that calm and confident person that can guide them through the process. God bless and live with virtue.